Howdy. What's the word? Hold up there. This area is locked down by the NCR military until we can dislodge some Legion snakes from Nelson. Well, if it isn't the courier who wiped out the Legion over at Nelson, good to see you around the Hope. Let it wait until I've stopped running, all right? Me and Carmine, that's my repeater here. We'll do our best to cover you from this ridge. Good luck. Hold it right there, courier. I've been hearing things about you, and they ain't all been good. Just so you know, you will answer to me if you cause any trouble for the troops around here. Things are bad enough as is. You're always welcome round the Hope, courier, at least as far as I'm concerned. You're one of them special folks, ain't you? They ain't real snakes, see? They're Legion soldiers. I just called them snakes because they're low down and sneaky. Like a snake. Anyway, we always have trouble with Legion around here. This time, they jumped to Camp in Nelson while the troopers were setting up, captured a bunch of gear and took the town. Couple of troopers, too. Got them crucified down near the center of town. Maybe. I'd like to know who I'm dealing with first. I have to admit, I didn't think you could do it. Guess that makes me the sap and you the hero. I'm not authorized to pay for contract work, but here's something for the effort, and I'll make sure everyone hears about what you did. Thanks. Then head back down into that camp and deal with the hostages. Bye. Dirty job, but I'm glad you did it. I'm not authorized to reward contract pay, but here's a little something for you. And I'll let everyone know you did the right thing. Some people might not like it, but no one who matters. At least not as far as I'm concerned. Hell, what ain't the trouble with the Legion? This time, they jumped the camp in Nelson while the troopers were setting up, captured a bunch of gear and took the town. Couple of troopers, too. Got them crucified down near the center of town. What's on your mind? Hey, hold on. Just so you know, if you go down into that camp, one of two things is going to happen. Either that little head of yours is going to sail into the Colorado courtesy of a Legion machete, or they're going to try to make friends with you. And if I find out you're friends with the Legion, I'll put a lump of lead through your skull as soon as you pop it back up over the ridge. Are we clear? We'll see about that. Much obliged. Son of a bitch! Oh, heck. I've heard of you. Supposed to be a regular hero or something, ain't that right? But maybe you're a little too reputable to get involved in some dirty work for the Republic. I've heard of you. You're just the kind of person I'm looking for. Not afraid of stepping on a few toes to get a job done. Think you can lend a hand? Is that so? Can't say I've ever heard a good word about you. Lots of bad ones, though. So why don't you just turn your butt around and scoot back down the road before I blast some daylight through you? My apologies, but that name and face ain't ringing the old-school bell upstairs. Afraid I can't let you through until the situation is resolved. I'm a ranger. They're troopers. Different branches. I don't have authority over them even though they're as green as a super mutant's backside. Besides, they'd probably start crying as soon as they saw the hostages get so much as a bruise. Nope, they don't got the stomach for it. Right. You have trouble even saying the word bad. Go on, get out of here if you know what's good for you. If you want to do some good, head up to Camp Forlorn Hope. I'll mark it on your map for you. If you had a few dozen doses of Psycho on you, maybe we could pep those weepy troopers into charging down into Nelson and taking back the camp. But since that's not likely, you could help me take out the Legion's trooper hostages. All right. I have to admit I wasn't expecting you to say that. I was just joking, but if it makes you feel any better, I'm impressed. So anyway, how about those hostages? Back at Ranger School, they taught us not to run headlong into a battle when you're outnumbered 10-1. You want to go down there and try to haul those crippled boys off those poles? You're dumber than you look. Well, I'll be damned. Looks like you've got some dirt in you after all. Well, I suppose I don't care much either. At least not enough to turn down an offer for help. Good. We clear out the hostages, they lose their advantage. They're down in a clearing, crucified on some telephone poles. I'll cover you from the ridge. Just make it quick. These boys should be put out of their misery, not plinked to death with some old varmint rifle. And don't get any dreamy notions about playing the hero and dragging these boys out. You'll get swarmed. Now let's go. The troopers won't go down into camp with their comrades at risk. Dirty game the Legion likes to roll out whenever they get a chance. Problem is, Ranger Milo doesn't want to play. If we take out the hostages, they've got squat for leverage. Well, now that you've sweet-talked me, nah, why don't you just get out of here? Dishonorable. That's a good one. Okay then, you can just turn around and head back toward Novak or wherever it is you came from. I wouldn't want you to get any dirt under your fingernails or tarnish your good name or whatever the heck you're so worried about. If you want to do some good, head up to Camp Forlorn Hope. I'll mark it on your map for you. Good. We clear out the hostages, they lose their advantage. They're down in a clearing, crucified on some telephone poles. I'll cover you from the ridge. Just make it quick. These boys should be put out of their misery, not plinked to death with some old varmint rifle. And don't get any dreamy notions about playing the hero and dragging these boys out. You'll get swarmed. Now let's go. Nope, I'm just the only ranger around. The rest of the kids here are troopers, inexperienced, outnumbered, and under-equipped. Fair enough. It's not like any of the troopers around here are jumping up to volunteer. That's a shame. Well, let me know if you change your mind, or those Legion sons of bitches will be holed up in Nelson for weeks. Good point. Anyway, it's your hide. Guess I should take all the help I can get. Troopers tried moving down from Forlorn Hope because we got this big gap between there and Searchlight. Turns out we were spread too thin. We took our sweet-ass time setting up in Nelson, and the Legion managed to hop over the Colorado and attack before things were settled. I sent you packing last time for a reason. Why should I let you in now? Nice speech. Take a hike. That's one of the least trustworthy lines I've ever heard. Sorry, no can do. If you want to do some good, head up to Camp Forlorn Hope. I'll mark it on your map for you. There's Novak due west. Just look for the Big Lizard. They got some decent supplies and a place to stay. The 188's north on the 95. Good for all kinds of trade. Not much south on 95 unless you turn west on 164 to Nipton. Right off the rail line.